March 31st, 1995. A police standoff as a woman is about to take her own life.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna do it right now.
A hostage negotiator tries to talk her down.
Can you do this for me, please, Yolanda? Just put down your gun. I will do everything I can.
I can't put my gun down.
The woman is Yolanda Saldivar.
I don't deserve to live. Look what I've done to my best friend.
Who hours earlier commits a crime that many will never forgive her for. The shooting of her closest friend. Music star Selena.
I'm gonna kill myself. I didn't mean to do it.
So what's the real story of Selena and Yolanda's fatal attraction? The road to Selena's death starts with Terrano music. Selena comes to international fame as a star of Terrano.
Terrano music is an American-made hybrid of American music influences and Mexican influences.
Ramiro Burr is a music journalist who knew Selena's family and watched her shake up Terrano music.
I do recall seeing her the very first time, 1989. She had a glittery outfit. She looked like a young Whitney Houston. I said, the kid seems to have it.
Selena had what I call a God-given gift. Very few people have it. And on the stage, you couldn't take your eyes off of her. She had everything.
When I first saw her perform, she could sing, she could dance, she could do the whole enchilada. So I started just taking pictures of her here and there.
Rennie Cabrera was a columnist for a local newspaper who took these rare behind-the-scenes photos of Selena and her band.
What made Selena stand out from other Terrano acts was her outfits. It was a real performance as opposed to just playing the music.
And it's Terrano music that first brings Selena and Yolanda together. It's at one of Selena's early concerts where Yolanda has a profound experience. She later tells people that seeing Selena perform leaves a deep impression on her.
When Yolanda saw Selena at one of her concerts, she saw why everybody was so enamored of her. It wasn't just her singing, it was the whole package of how she presented herself, very charismatic. And Yolanda became very, very enamored almost immediately.
Yolanda's not happy, though, being just a fan.
The entertainment world is very attractive to some people, and they want to become part of it, and they want to go backstage and be with the artists, and it's like a dream world, and people want to be part of that.
But getting close to the singer is tough. Access is closely guarded by her father and manager, Abraham.
Her father was a pit bull of a manager. He hardly took no for an answer. But that's the kind of manager most bands need.
Yes. Ah, buenos días. ¿Qué te dije?
As Selena's star rises, her tough-talking father is overwhelmed by the success. But out of the blue, Abraham keeps being contacted by a woman who says she has a proposal for him.
Come in.
Selena being as big as she was and getting bigger every day and more popular every day, she needed to have a fan club. So Yolanda approached Mr. Quintanilla.
Yolanda says she was surprised she couldn't find an official Selena fan club at the concert. There wasn't even any merchandise on sale. As far as she's concerned, they are missing out on fans and on some easy money. What Yolanda says makes good business sense to Abraham, but something doesn't feel quite right.
Mr. Quintanilla had certain street smarts, and he had this instinct about Yolanda that she was not a good person, and he knew there was something about her that he didn't like.
Why don't you tell me about yourself?
So who is Yolanda Saldivar? And why is she so desperate to be part of Selena's life? Yolanda works as a nurse caring for the terminally ill in San Antonio, Texas. She's from a poor family who fight to make ends meet. And as a child was a victim of bullying. But now, as an adult, she seems to always want to put others first. She even helps raise her brother's 3 children, like her own. She's a woman who quietly gives everything for other people. But at what cost?
For most of Yolanda's life, she was isolated, didn't have many friends, didn't date much. This is the type of person that went through high school with people and no one really knew her name or knew who she was. She did become a nurse and she did work, but she was really on the periphery of society. Nothing really distinguished about her at all.
As she works to support her family, Yolanda listens to music. And it's the Terrano music of Selena that really makes her happy.
I think we should give her an opportunity.
Abraham has his doubts about Yolanda. But Selena always wants to see the good in people.
Selena was very impressed by Yolanda's educational achievements, that Yolanda had gone to university and gotten a degree.
Yolanda also speaks Spanish fluently, something Selena cannot yet do.
Yes.
You should know about this.
It's a key skill if they want to expand internationally.
Okay, we give you a try with the fan.
You will not regret.
So the Quintanilla family decide to let Yolanda in. And Yolanda becomes president of the Selena Fan Club.
Selena trusted Yolanda 100%.
Carlos Valdez is the district attorney who prosecuted Yolanda Saldivar in Texas in 1995.
I think she was very good at what she was doing, getting into the inner circle of the Quintanilla family to where she became an indispensable part of it.
Yolanda makes herself indispensable by her smooth running of the Selena Fan Club. In a few years, it has thousands of members all across the US. It's a sure sign of the singer's appeal.
Yolanda named herself president of the fan club, and they started this fan club and started getting people to sign up, and you would be an official Selena fan club member. Yolanda was doing exactly what she wanted to do, and it seemed like she's so good because she's only interested in Selena and what's good for Selena, and she wants to help Selena.
And for Selena, it means she has someone she thinks is looking out for her.
Selena, I think, saw a friend who was good to her, who was interested in helping her, not interested in her because of her celebrity status.
It's a special friendship that takes a new turn when Selena looks to fulfill a childhood dream. It's 1994, and Selena opens her very own fashion boutique. Musical success allows her to become a clothing designer.
Yeah, girl, look at that. Let me tour this one tour. Beautiful.
Opening a boutique called Selena Etc. Since she was a young girl, Selena has always wanted to show the world her love for fashion.
I believe 100% that Selena stepping out into fashion was validation of her artistry, that she could step out from the shadow of her father in the music scene and for once say, this is my baby, I created it, it's my ideas, and I'm doing it. And so the fact that she opened up the stores was the moment of saying, I've done it.
Oh, and the jacket really?
As her star rises, the singer gets ever closer with her trustworthy fan club manager. The two women even come up with special names for each other. Yolanda calls Selena the Spanish name, Mija.
There's certain words in Spanish that connotate love. The word is really mi hija, my daughter, but in slang it's mija. And it's a word of endearment to anybody, usually someone younger.
Selena starts calling Yolanda by her family nickname, Buffy, short for Little Buffalo.
Selena considered Yolanda like a sister, like her second sister, so they were close. They were real close.
And soon after Selena Etc. is established, the company gets a new manager. And there's only one candidate for the job: Yolanda. Selena's career is now reaching new heights. She's moving from local stardom to international fame.
Me encantaría ver el grupo en el futuro ser artistas internacionales y pues ojalá más en el futuro en Europa.
I'm telling you, AT&T, Coca-Cola, she was getting sponsored for everything, playing at the Astrodome, FM stations, #1, Billboard charting. I mean, what more do you want? You're at the top of the game.
Now in charge of the fan club and the boutique business, Yolanda becomes ever more protective of her Mija.
I really like this. I love the material. Good job. Like it? I want it in small, medium, and large.
And before long, she takes over control of the singer's daily schedule. Now nobody can get to Selena without her gatekeepers say so. Even her own father.
If you wanted to talk to Selena, if you wanted to have anything to do with Selena, you had to go through Yolanda. Yolanda had complete control. And Mr. Quintanilla picked up on it. Mr. Quintanilla, I don't think he was happy at all. I think he was very angry that when he wanted to talk to his daughter, the only way to contact her was to contact Yolanda and see where Selena was or how he could get in touch with her. That probably made him very angry.
From her lonely beginnings, Yolanda is now controlling the life of a music star and fashion designer. But all is not quite what it seems. When a boutique employee visits Yolanda's apartment, he discovers that Yolanda's feelings for Selena are more than anyone expected.
Hello? Hi?
There seems to be no one in. What he finds is deeply unsettling. A shrine to Selena. Yolanda throws the employee out. But her interest in Selena is developing into a dangerous obsession. Selena hears whispers that Yolanda is bullying the staff.
Don't worry. She really hurt me, Selena. Yolanda.
So she talks to her boutique manager.
Throw away the design.
Yolanda dismisses the rumors, arguing she only has Selena's best interests at heart. And to prove it, she presents the singer with a special gift.
What is this?
Yolanda knows that Selena loves Fabergé jewelry. So Yolanda finds her a unique Fabergé ring
You got this for me?
and gifts the $3,000 piece to Selena.
This is beautiful. Oh my God.
Selena took the ring and said, "This is our ring of friendship, Yolanda. It seals our friendship forever." And of course, to Yolanda, that would indicate, I finally did it. I finally got her to agree that we're gonna be inseparable. We're gonna be friends forever.
A ring in our society is very, very symbolic. When people get married, what do they give them? A ring. And Selena loved it, and she was gonna wear it in a special place so that everybody saw it and everyone would know their special relationship.
It's the most beautiful ring I've ever seen.
For Yolanda, their relationship now seems unbreakable.
I promise.
But Yolanda will soon have a rival for her affections. Selena's fame spreads across the Spanish-speaking world. And after an event in Monterrey, Mexico, Selena is introduced to suave plastic surgeon, Dr. Ricardo Martinez. Martinez is well connected in the area and has something to offer Selena.
What they were gonna do in Mexico was actually make the clothes that Selena was designing so that they could sell them worldwide. Dr. Martinez, he had contact with business people, with bankers, with everybody that Selena would need to try to get the business going in Mexico.
Selena is thrilled by the possibility. But for Yolanda, this means an uneasy step into a new world.
Anything that Selena got involved in that didn't involve Yolanda, I think Yolanda didn't like that. She wanted anybody who wanted to have anything to do with Selena, they would have to go through Yolanda to get there.
The threat to Yolanda increases when the debonair plastic surgeon offers Selena something Yolanda cannot. He suggests liposuction, which she accepts, and their relationship becomes more intimate.
Yolanda gave it to me.
For the first time, Yolanda is helpless as Selena starts a relationship which she cannot control. And Yolanda is about to see her life with the singer turn from a dream into a nightmare. On March 9th, 1995, Selena's father, Abraham, calls an urgent meeting with Selena and her sister, Suzette. He explains he's been getting some disturbing phone calls from fans who've paid for merchandise and got nothing in return.
Mr. Quintanilla started looking into the fan club account books and found out there was money missing. So he started to look into the business accounts, the boutiques in San Antonio and in Corpus Christi.
$100, $300, $500.
And he was shocked. He found several checks from Selena's business that were made out to Yolanda Saldivar, signed by Yolanda Saldivar, and deposited in Yolanda Saldivar's accounts. We're talking about a lot of money.
Selena cannot believe what she's hearing. Then Abraham reveals he's been digging into Yolanda's past. In 1983, Yolanda was taken to court for stealing thousands of dollars from her employer, but she settled the case out of court. Yolanda had even applied to become president of another Terrano fan club, but was turned down. Maybe Yolanda sees fan clubs as an easy way to steal money. But it's Abraham's final revelation which cuts the deepest.
$3,000.
A credit card bill for a Fabergé ring. Yolanda bought the Fabergé ring with Selena's money.
There was a meeting between Mr. Quintanilla, Selena, and Yolanda. Mr. Quintanilla had all the evidence that he had gathered and showed her.
Explain these to me. What are these?
What about this check? How do you explain that? And Yolanda had no explanation. She kept saying, well, I don't have the information. I don't have the documents necessary. I can't tell you right now. I don't have any explanation. But there is an explanation, I promise you, and I just need some documents to explain to you.
No, I know you, no.
$3,000 for a ring. The cheap paper.
Yolanda says what she needs is the right paperwork,
Just do it now.
which she can bring another time. But Abraham isn't having it.
You're not welcome here. Get off this property.
Mr. Quintanilla told Yolanda in no uncertain terms, you get off this property and you never come back. You're fired.
Get away from us! Get out!
Selena, however, knew something was going on, but maybe it was an accident, maybe it was a mistake. She saw the best in everybody. Everybody has something good about them, no matter how bad they are. No matter how bad they are, they have something good.
Selena!
You need to get the papers. You need to sort this out.
Selena gives her one last chance to prove her innocence and asks Yolanda to produce the papers. Those documents are the key to whether Yolanda is a true friend or a liar and a thief.
April 15th is coming up, tax return day. Selena's accountant needs a lot of documents from her business, from her fan club. All those documents are controlled by one single person, Yolanda Saldivar.
Yolanda agrees to meet Selena, but she's fearful of running into Selena's father, Abraham.
So they arrange a meeting away from central Corpus Christi, out on the outskirts, where Selena's father can't find out about the meeting.
Yolanda hands over some financial papers. Yolanda doesn't want her life to be without Selena. she won't give up on her mija.
And Yolanda begs for a job, says she wants to work for Selena. She apologizes.
Selena knows that there's no way her father will allow Yolanda back. So she comes up with a compromise.
Yolanda finally convinces Selena to keep her on as an employee. And Selena tells Yolanda, you can work for me, but you're not gonna work in Corpus Christi anymore. You go work in Monterrey, Mexico, where my dad can't find out that you're still working for me.
But then Selena notices something. It's a .38 revolver.
No, I don't want that.
Yolanda says she's been receiving threatening phone calls.
No, get that away from me.
She needs the gun for protection.
Yolanda, I get scared. Give it back. No.
Selena tells her to take the gun back to the store.
Do whatever you want. I'll do it.
Yolanda says she will.
Please don't have that.
It's the morning of March the 31st, 1995. As Selena goes through all the papers she's received, she realizes critical tax documents aren't among them. Selena calls her former boutique manager for an explanation.
Hello? Yolanda, it's me.
Selena's saying, no, Yolanda, that's it, no more. I don't trust you anymore. You can't work for me anymore.
No.
No. And then all of a sudden, what? Oh, Yolanda. Oh, no, Yolanda. Yolanda says that when she was in Mexico, she was raped and she was beaten up. And she says she's bleeding and she thinks she's gonna die.
I'll be there. Hang in there. No, be safe.
Selena heads out to take her friend to the emergency room. ER doctors check Yolanda over.
They do a rape exam. The doctor doesn't find any indication of any rape, any assault, nothing, not bruising, not anything.
As the examinations continue, Yolanda's story starts to change.
Selena stands in a position where Yolanda can't see her. When the doctor's asking questions and Yolanda's answering questions, Selena is shaking her head to the doctor, indicating, that's not what she told me. She told me a different story. But she won't say anything. She's just shaking her head saying, no, that's not what she told me.
It becomes clear that the whole episode is a desperate cry for sympathy and to deflect from the missing tax documents. Somehow Selena has got to get them back. Selena takes Yolanda back to the motel she's staying at and demands the papers.
What are you doing?
Yolanda persists with the fantasy, showing her clothes she claims were ripped in the attack. But all Selena wants are her missing papers.
Give me my papers! Just give me my...
As Selena takes the documents, Yolanda begs to work with her, like before.
You lied to me!
Selena says, no more, Yolanda, that's it. We're not only not working together, we're not friends anymore. She was still wearing the ring that Yolanda had given her, and at that point, she takes off the ring.
You manipulated me!
If I can't work for you, I won't work for anybody else.
Yolanda snaps. She pulls out the gun, and she says, if I can't work for you, Selena, I don't want to work for anybody else. Yolanda discharges one time. One single shot. The shot goes in Selena's back and comes out the front. It hit the subclavian artery that runs from the heart into the right arm, and it severs the artery.
Yolanda follows.
The witness saw her come out. She pointed the gun at Selena, and she yelled, "Bitch!"
which speaks volumes to the level of anger.
But Yolanda doesn't finish the attack and heads back into her motel room. As Selena, with blood pouring from the gunshot wound, goes for help. Yolanda makes for her pickup, trying to flee the scene. But motel staff have already alerted the police. As Selena is rushed to hospital, a standoff ensues as Yolanda puts the gun to her head. The standoff runs from day into night.
By the time I got there were like hundreds, if not 1,000 more people out there. The people were everywhere.
Larry Young is the specialist negotiator who's charged with bringing in Yolanda alive. To carry out his work, he needs to be able to communicate with her.
How do you communicate with someone sitting in a car? Well, you got to get them a phone. Otherwise, you're going to be yelling and shouting from somewhere. So we had to get her to agree to accept a phone, which she did.
Larry is set up in the motel office, where he can talk to Yolanda by a special negotiator's phone.
My first words to Yolanda Saldivar, hello, I'm Larry Young. I'm a negotiator and a police officer, and I'm here to talk to you and work this problem out.
I want to kill myself.
It's not going to solve anything, Yolanda. It's not going to solve anything, and you're going to hurt your family, and you don't want to do that.
I want to kill myself.
No, that's not an answer.
This lady sounded desperate. She was desperate. Her life was chaos. She didn't want to live anymore. She lost her best friend. She's frantic. She's crying. She's screaming. I shot her. I didn't mean to.
Larry tries to convince Yolanda to give herself up. And just at the moment he looks like he has his breakthrough, a radio broadcast threatens to derail it.
Grammy-winning star Selena has been shot and killed in Texas. The 23-year-old Mexican-American.
Yolanda, I need you to calm down.
The radio broadcast that Selena was dead. And that was like, oh my God, no, they didn't.
I want to kill myself.
Selena has died from her injuries. As the news breaks on the radio, he immediately sees the danger.
I'm trying to talk over the radio so she doesn't hear this.
I don't want to live anymore.
Turn the radio off so I can talk to you, please.
And I said, call that radio station and tell them to stop saying that.
Larry tries to distract Yolanda by keeping her listening and talking to him.
Can you do this for me, please, Yolanda? Just put down your gun. I will do everything I can.
I can't put my gun down.
Why? Tell me why, Yolanda.
She would have committed suicide if she'd have heard But the radio had said Selena's dead because she was at that level, she was at that mindset.
His plan works.
That's very good.
Thank God she was listening to me and not listening to the radio.
Larry manages to work his way into Yolanda's obsessed mind.
I understand that Selena's nickname for you was Buffy. Do you think that she would want Buffy to hurt herself? Do you think so? No.
I think that Selena was so strong in her life that that's all she thought about. I think that's why she shot her, the anger, the resentment.
Larry convinces Yolanda to finally give herself up.
Then when she saw me, you know, she was like wanting to run over to me, but she couldn't do that because I had to tell her all these steps that she needed to do. You know, make sure you keep your hands away from your body and get out on the ground. And so you can come on over, you know, when they tell you to, and we'll do everything together. And so I was reassuring her over and over and over again.
As Larry talks Yolanda down, the SWAT team goes in. Selena's killer will now face justice. Selena's coffin is put on show for the public. So many thousands turn out that tickets have to be issued so people can take turns to see their beloved singer.
I had no idea, none, how big this was gonna be, how huge. I got an inkling that weekend when over 50,000 people lined up to pay the last respects. And I thought to myself, we have never seen anything like this.
I remember going to Selena's funeral and how there were so many people there.
We praise you, dear Father. We look forward to the fulfillment of all of your promises.
It was hard on the family. And I remember Abraham was suffering through it. I felt sorry for him.
You know, it has helped us knowing that so many people loved her.
Selena goes from being a pop star to a national icon. She is mourned across the country. As Yolanda arrives to be tried at the courthouse, she sees signs saying death to the pig.
The public's opinion of Yolanda Saldivar was that she should get the death penalty, she should get life. She was guilty long before she ever went to trial.
Yolanda is sentenced to life imprisonment. To this day, Selena's killer languishes in prison, claiming it was all just a big mistake.
I don't think we've been able to convey anything about the defendant's character and personality yet. What they're looking at is a murder that seemed to occur in a vacuum, didn't occur in a vacuum. There were certain other things that led up to it.
The one question that everybody asks me, the one question that I can never answer, nobody can, why? Greed, anger, hatred, all these things combined in that one hotel room. But the one thing I can never answer is why.
While Selena's songs continue to play on radio stations around the world.
Selena will be remembered as long as Elvis and James Dean and John Bonham and Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin.
Even today, When you listen to her music, you see automatically people are just moved.
We can all look back and look at the beauty, the honesty, the genuine personality that Selena was, the goodness that she represented.
For young people, she provided a hope that we had never seen before. It is possible to achieve fame. It is possible to achieve the American dream.
Los quiero mucho.